Okay. So hello, Wayne.
That's it.
What are we in, Wayne?
We are in our wide-body E30 Lexus V8 Supercharged.
No. But what year and model is this?
Oh shit, what year is it? It was originally a 325 E30 325i when we got it.
Yeah.
But it's a far cry from that now with the Lexus V8 and that.
Yeah, so it was orange, eh?
It was black with a bright orange interior and an exhaust that actually ran through the body of the car, or inside the body of the cabin of the car,
Yeah.
and came out the side with a pipe about that big.
Bright orange.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Wayne? What's wrong with bright orange, man? Come on.
I'm not into bright orange. We didn't build the motor on this car. When we got it, it had the Lexus V8 in with a supercharger.
Okay.
So locally produced kit. The company doesn't do it anymore though.
Motor forged?
No, stock internals. It only runs about 0.4 bar boost, makes 200 kilowatt on the wheels without the gas,
Yeah.
and 220 with a small shot of gas. It's not huge power, but it's a hell of a lot of fun to drive. It's very raw,
Tail happy?
very.
Yeah.
But just loud, bumpy, hardcore, old school, fun car to drive. No driver assist, ABS, stuff like that. You must drive the thing. If you want to
Yeah.
go fast, you must drive it.
Is this your kind of build? Is this what Wayne likes building?
This is what I dig building.
Is it?
I actually prefer building race cars, and I especially like sort of the resto mod stuff. Obviously this is a bit different to resto mod, but it's got an element of that. I'm not an engine swap guy generally, a different brand engine. I prefer to do BM with BM engine,
Yeah.
but this is pretty cool.
So let's talk about this awesome kit, eh? I mean, tell me the process. Did you make this from scratch? Is it imported or?
It's an imported kit.
Yeah.
It's an imported kit from a guy that we made contact with in the UK. He produces the kits, developed a bit of a relationship with him. That makes nice kits, but we did spend a hell of a lot of time finishing the edges and stuff. So when you put it on, obviously the E30s especially, they're old cars, they've been dinged and stuff. So a lot of time finishing and all of that, getting the fit right. Had to mod the kit in certain areas. So lots of time doing that to get it to fit lacquer and all the lines to line up as best they possibly can.
Was it frustrating?
No, it's cool. It's part of the process.
Oh yeah. See,
Yeah.
you got a lot of patience.
Yeah, it's part of the process. It's part of the fun. The build is for me is one of the, even with my own cars, the build is what I enjoy.
Yeah. Did you have to cut the actual body?
Yes, we did have to cut the body.
So how much? Quite a bit, or?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. So Grant would have. I'm not sure if it's the front or the back. You'll see it's got Grant made inner fender liners out of aluminium. And I think in the front there might be a section of carbon just to protect the body.
Yeah.
But
What color is this?
custom color the customer chose. The painter did some spray outs. It was Gert from Carl Auto Body. Did a nice job on the paintwork, and he did some spray outs. The customer liked the Nardo grey, but he didn't want Nardo grey, so Gert did some spray outs, and the customer chose from a selection of different spray outs.
Yeah. The interior is raw, eh?
Yeah, we went for, it's actually Grant's idea was a bit of a fighter plane type look. I think it came out really cool, something very different to what we've done before. We always bring in the aluminium, but it's normally powder coated or something, or or painted or whatever. But this time we decided to just keep it raw. There's a lot of small details, like if you look at the edge there, hand built or handmade, hand fabricated to finish it off rather than just a flat panel and then a gap. All the bending and everything is done in-house. All the cutting, it's all hand fabricated. Nothing's laser cut or anything. We're old school.
It's crazy. Yeah. How time consuming is it to make those cutouts and those, the actual?
The cutouts and stuff we've got a tool for. That's not that time consuming, but the measuring and cutting, and especially when you do joins and bends and all of that. But Grant's, I mean, he's next level. It's what he does.
What raised your blood pressure a bit?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to say that on YouTube. The only thing that ever raises my blood pressure is bodywork and paint.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're pedantic with it.
It's just the Achilles heel of my business because I don't do it in-house.
Yeah. Yeah,
And it's
definitely.
everything else we do in-house, and I can control it, and if I'm not happy with it.
Talk about the Supertronics. Who fitted it and tuned it for you and all that?
We have a guy that fits them well. Previously we had a guy out there that fits them for us, but he's now no longer working there with Grant. So now all our tuning is done by Ross at RBTS Racing. We work closely with them. They tune all our cars. So the Supertronics installations generally are done by Ross, although a lot of the wiring we also do in-house. It depends on how complex. The Camaro we built was wired in-house by Quinton, so it just depends on the installation and our workload. But the only other people we generally use or would use is RBTS.
I like the exhaust
That's Grant's,
coming out of there. That's
Grant's
awesome,
idea,
eh?
yeah.
Both sides.
Yeah, Grant's got a thing for his curly side pipes. We did that on the 635 we built as well.
Full stainless, huh?
Yeah. Even the exhaust is done in-house. It was straight pipe originally, but it was just too loud.
What's in the boot?
Just the fuel cell and all the fuel system and everything. Obviously the car had this is not the correct boot for the kit. It's actually a carbon boot that was on the car when we got it. The kit is supposed to have a ducktail.
Yeah.
But the client liked this boot, so we stuck with it.
Wayne, I'm not listening to you, bro. I'm just looking at all this inside the boot. It's so awesome, man. Jesus, it's pretty. Surge tank.
Even that carbon is made in-house.
And you're using full FTF?
Yeah, generally our go-to is FTF.
It's freaking awesome, man.
Came out, I think, better than we had expected. We had a vision for it, but I think we got it.
Have you named it? Is there a name for it?
No, actually, we don't have a name. Generally, in most of our cars we build get a name, but for some reason this one never got a name.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Also, what's something that people don't see is the underbody on our cars that we build. It's not just about what you see. The underbody, all the suspension parts are powder coated, everything's painted, redone. The whole underbody was redone, so it's not just on the surface what you can see. It's the full package when we build a car. It was an idea that Grant had, but where it came from actually is that the body was tearing when we got it. The body was tearing, the firewall was tearing away from the fenders, so we had to weld it up. But because it was tearing so badly, we had to do quite a thick weld, and Grant just didn't like the way it looked.
Yeah.
So we built the panels just to sort of neaten it up, and then we liked the way it looked, so we carried on. And
so this kit's not made anymore, this is a Supercharger kit?
No, I actually spoke to the guy who used to make them. He's in Mayerton or something.
Yeah.
And he said that the kits just became too expensive with exchange rate and stuff. So I don't know, I tend to disagree. I think he could have probably still, the Lexus is such a popular engine, I think he could still make it work, but he doesn't make them anymore.
Mayerton, you say?
I think so. I can't remember exactly. Vereniging or Mayerton or somewhere around there.
Yeah, I know that. I think I know who you're talking about.
I'm trying to remember the name of the guy now. I've got it written down.
It's running gas. What made you put gas?
Car had the gas in when we got it originally, and the customer was like, no, take it out, don't need it. So I said, no, well, you've got it, use it. Never know when you want to go and drag it and give it a little squirt. So you got the kit, might as well enjoy it. So we've gassed the bottle and he's used it a little bit. So it just gives you that little bit extra.
Did you refresh the motor anyway? Did you just...
No, he didn't want us to. Motor was healthy, so we just left it.
Yeah.
I reckon, after some time and once he's had a bit of fun with it, then we'll probably rebuild the motor.
If this was your car, would you change the motor?
Yeah, I wouldn't put a Lexus in it.
Is it?
I'd have a BM motor, yeah.
What model? What?
I don't know. Probably a V8 as well, because I think it's what kind of makes the car. So maybe like a 540 or something like that.
And suspension? I see he's got fancy stuff there.
No, it's just BC coilovers, but I mean BC is our go-to for suspension generally for our race cars. They're cost effective, and for what they are, they just work.
Yeah.